Luo Feng was very clear. Between Hong, Thunder God, and the others, those with strengths above the Emperor-level monsters were already recorded in files. The birth of an Emperor-level monster was also a long and arduous process of growth. Yet, within this little underground cave, an Emperor-level monster just suddenly appeared. It was unbelievable. This was also the reason why Hong, Thunder God, and the rest of the world started observing this place. My God! M.O. Henderson's gaze was alert and he was totally shocked. Luo Feng too was carefully observing the currently evolving Earth Dragon King, only to see its body rapidly expanding in length, width, and its skin colors changing fast. Roar! This newborn Dragon Emperor let out a roar of pain, the horn on its forehead growing almost a meter every second. Its strength was flying off the charts at a rapid rate. The speed of evolution, to Luo Feng, who took the 1,000-year Willow Heart and Dragon Blood, was still extremely shocking. It was basically reaching the heavens in one step. Head, I'm Luo Feng. Luo Feng knew this matter was of utmost importance. Luo Feng, what's the matter? Hong's voice was as usual, cold and calm. The place where I'm at currently had an unique white crystal that was eaten by a Horde leader Earth Dragon monster. Now, that monster, within 10 seconds, has grown to the level of an Emperor monster, and it's still evolving. Luo Feng was serious and reported swiftly. Stay there, I'm coming immediately. Hong's voice was a little urgent. At the same time, within Huaxia's base on Misty Island, lay an enormous passenger spaceship. The other representatives were already excavating. Only Jia was left in command headquarters. Attention! A life force that's rapidly evolving has been detected. Attention! Within the circular cabin, an alarm went off. The usually quiet and calm, almost like a rock, Jia was shocked. Display the location. Jia ordered. The screen on the wall quickly enlarged, displaying a spot within a 500 m area. At the same time, a worker said, Commander, there are 2 representative-level life forms here, and during that time, a life form that wasn't that strong suddenly evolved, becoming stronger than all of Misty Island's other monsters. We are sure it is an Emperor-level monster. That means, within 10 seconds, a Horde leader-level monster became an Emperor-level monster. The worker's voice was trembling. Your small group has confirmed this theory? Jia Yi's expression showed a big change. 90% confirmed. The worker replied, continue investigating. Upon issuing the order, Jia Yi immediately controlled his tactical communications watch. Zhu Shi, Old Deng, Tua Ba, immediately head to the coordinates I sent. I'll be there immediately. It wasn't just Huaxia who had the monitoring devices and apparatus. These devices were discovered in large numbers back then in one of the archaeological ruins. All the 5 countries had it. Hence, at about the same time, everyone noticed the anomaly. It wasn't long before all the people who hadn't had any success so far began to gather. 2000 m below the ground, what was once an underground lake was now in chaos. Hon. It was as though a level 20 hurricane core was passing through. Under the immense painful struggling from the Earth Dragon King, the whole lake was shaking violently, splashing water everywhere onto the sides of the caves. It had grown to 50-60 m wide, about a 100 m long, and every time it rolled and tumbled around, the walls of the mountains cracked and split open. Luo Feng and Ice Emperor were both floating in mid-air. The walls and ceilings of the caves were falling, violently crashing around, and the waves were splashing all over. To the 2 Star Traveler warriors, it was like a spring's breeze. Absolutely nothing could get within 1 meter of these 2. Luo Feng's surrounding spiritual powers were easily defending him. Ice Emperor's surroundings were covered in cold air, almost like a white cover, protecting him well. Luo Feng and Ice Emperor were closely watching that Earth Dragon Emperor, even after evolving. So what? Ice Emperor was a level 3 Star Traveler. Luo Feng, while only a level 1 Star Traveler Spirit Reader, had a high battle amplifier, and his spirit weapon, the soaring shuttle, had strength no less than the Ice Emperor's. If the 2 wanted to deal with the newly evolved King-level Earth Dragon King, a simple move and it'll be over. At that moment, to the 2, killing the Earth Dragon King wasn't important. The important thing was to clearly observe what powers that white crystal had, and to what extent will the monster evolve. Hon. A black light filled the cavern. At the speed of Luo Feng and Ice Emperor's heartbeat, a black-clothed Hon appeared within the place. Head. Luo Feng flew over. Hong slightly nodded his head, glancing over to Ice Emperor M.O. Henderson. The once cocky and arrogant M.O. Henderson, under his glare, couldn't help but bow his body. At that moment on Earth, the only person capable of speaking on equal terms with Hong was Thunder God. Everybody else was too far away. Luo Feng, this is that Earth Dragon King? Hong looked at the monster that was nearing its completion. That's it. 20 seconds ago, he was only a middle Horde leader Earth Dragon. Luo Feng confirmed. M.O. Henderson? Hong looked at the Ice Emperor. Ice Emperor slightly bowed. First Chairman, it is as Luo Feng has stated. Just a simple crystal allowed a medium-level Horde leader to rise to an Emperor-level monster? Hong arched his eyebrows in disbelief. Keep in mind that, from a high-level Horde leader to rise to the Emperor level, The difficulty was no easier than for an advanced level war god to rise to a star traveler. Yet the number of emperor level monsters were much more than the population of Earth's star traveler war gods. This was due to the number of monsters being much more. There are only so few human warriors. With greater numbers, the number of emperor level monsters were naturally more. This idea of more was in comparison to Earth's star travelers. Compared to the large numbers of monsters in total, the number of emperor level monsters were actually few. Yet this small crystal allowed a medium-level horde leader to rise to the king level. It was akin to a middle-level war god rising straight to the representative level. Is it possible? Every war god on Earth had trained till they became an advanced level war god, before realizing how hard it was to break through to the star traveler level. Hong, you discovered treasure and yet you didn't call me. A loud voice sounded. A white-robed silhouette appeared in the air beside them. Thunder God. Luo Feng slightly bowed. Second chairman. Ice Emperor bowed too. Luo Feng, you sure are the head's lucky star. Thunder God smiled. What a pity. This Earth Dragon became an Earth Dragon King. Its life energy suddenly became 10 to 100 times stronger. Everybody's devices detected it. I calculate that all the other countries are coming soon. The moment he finished, a silhouette broke into the mountain, followed by Xiao, 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 one after another. Star Traveler silhouettes appeared in the air in that underground lake. Earth Dragon King? There is actually a Dragon King? The rapidly increasing life force that became so strong. That's it? From a horde leader, he became an emperor-level monster? Many representative warriors arrived, floating above the lake, observing the Dragon King. The Earth Dragon King had already finished its evolution. Its eyes as big as its face looked up in fear as it realized long ago that man's elite and strongest were all floating above it. Warriors capable of matching the emperor-level monsters, even though it had finally become an emperor-level monster. But the enemy was too numerous. Chi. The Earth Dragon King immediately dug towards the bottom of the lake, trying its best to get as deep as possible into the rock stratum. Thinking of escaping? Hong waved his hands. A black domain immediately spread open, trapping the Earth Dragon King within it. Caught within his panic-inducing domain, the Earth Dragon King began to violently struggle. However, it felt as though its whole body was bound tightly by countless ropes. Unable to struggle, it could only painfully roar. Tear open. Hong waved his hand. A black laser shot towards the Earth Dragon King's head. Pang! Its head split open and his brains and other matter were flung all over. Hong, Thunder God and the others examined the open head. No abnormalities. Hong scowled. It's like a normally evolved Earth Dragon King. Thunder God also frowned. In the air above the underground lake, where many representatives were floating, everyone witnessed how a newly evolved king-level Earth Dragon King was so easily, like a small white mouse being killed and dissected. America, Europe, India, Russia, and the HR Alliance. Its strongest warriors were all fearful and in awe of the Hong who easily killed the Emperor monster with a wave of his hand. They all knew of his strength, but every time they witnessed it firsthand, it led to a sense of helplessness and fear. Luo Feng, can you explain in detail once more about that crystal from before? Hong ordered. Yes, head. Luo Feng carefully recapped, replying, it was a white crystal. It was previously floating above the lake over there. It was as though it was lighter than everything, strangely floating in mid-air. The light that came from this crystal even illuminated this dark underground place. Also, there was a fragrant rice smell emanating from it. Rice smell? White crystal. Floating? Eaten. Evolved a monster? Hong was deep in thought. Thunder God too was thinking deeply. Right, there was a monster leader before who ate the white crystal, but the moment it swallowed it, its body exploded and the white crystal came back out unscathed. Luo Feng added a line. Body exploded after eating? Among Hong, Thunder God, and the other representatives, 3 people's eyes lit up. Number 5 Archaeological Ruins. A black representative couldn't help but shout out, his body trembling with excitement. It's the Muya crystal. It's the Muya crystal. A Chinese representative also chimed in. It's the Muya crystal. Hong and Thunder God's gaze met. A sense of excitement and madness in their eyes. The cloud contact vine appeared on Earth. Even the universe's valuable Muya crystal appeared on Earth. Thunder God couldn't help but mumble softly, Muya crystal. On the side, Luo Feng was confused, repeating these words over in his mind. What does the Muya crystal represent? Looking at Hong and Thunder God, these two were the pinnacle of Earth's strongest, yet at that moment they couldn't hide the madness in their eyes. While he didn't know the usage of the Muya crystal, Luo Feng could guess, the Muya crystal was definitely infinitely more valuable than the spirit of nature. Even in the vast universe, the Muya crystal could count as a treasure.